Hey, it's me, Manuizi. Welcome back to another Sunday thing where every Sunday I do one of these things where I talk about whatever. I'll tell a story, I guess. Um, it's a little late right now, so I'm not gonna do that much. I want nothing more than to just go to sleep, man. I don't know how, but today's been good, but I just can't stop thinking about something. And I don't know. It's been I've been feeling a little down about it, but I'm gonna tell a story, and maybe through that, it'll cheer me up a little. Anyway, sorry, I got a message. So I was like, "What the heck was that?" Anyway, so my friend actually suggested that I would say this. Shout out to East Cooker and Donuts again. Yep. All right. Anyway, in elementary school, I was not a good person. I did some horrible things, but let me just explain. My first elementary school, okay? In kindergarten and first grade, I did some horrible things that got me kicked out of my school and had to move to a new school for second grade, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. And that was absolutely insane. I couldn't believe that. Back then, I did not really care. But right now, I think about them like, wow, why did I do that? Why did I do those things? I don't know what was wrong with me that I did these horrible things in first grade and kindergarten. And it's like, looking back now, how could I do that? What's wrong with me? Why did I kind of like, I'm like a little, like a little nervous, like, don't remind me about what I did in first grade. Now, I believe the things I did in my second elementary school were a little embarrassing compared to the horrible atrocities that I committed in first grade and second grade. So I won't be sharing anything about my second elementary school because that is a little embarrassing to me and it's private. I only tell people I trust about things like that, and I've surprisingly haven't told anyone about what the things I did in my second elementary school. I did some embarrassing things, like things that I was like at school, I'm a little like just to ask a question, or if I have to get up from my chair, or to walk across the class, if I have to blow my nose, or if I'm coughing, or if I yawn, I feel embarrassed, and I'm like, man, I don't know. I always think, dude, I look so ugly doing this. But in elementary school, I did all these things without care, I did these, I don't know. I don't want to talk about what I did in elementary because it's embarrassing, but I will talk about first and second grade because, well, I guess you could say I was like the bad guy. Ha ha ha. I'm kidding. It's not like that, but I just did these weird things, and I'd like to go over it. I'd like to go over it with you. I remember in elementary, alright, these are gonna be like little mixed in little things I remember that I'm gonna put together here. But in kindergarten, okay? In kindergarten, I did some crazy things. Like, the playground was like this big, kind of, right? And then, in kindergarten, okay, the classrooms were like, okay, the front of the school was right here, and it was like classroom, and we'd be like, what's it called? We'd be like, for recess, we'd go out and we'd play or whatever. It was kindergarten, right? And on the playing stuff, pretend that these are like, what can I call them? I don't know. There's like a playground. There was swings, some slides, and there was like these like little streets that would go around the whole playground that you'd drive like these little bicycles. You'd be, you know, driving around, you know, and they would sometimes kids would try to race, never hurt each other though, right? And I remember one time I finally got one. I was able to ride around, and the first thing I did was I saw these kids driving in front of me, and I came swooping in. I started speeding on that bicycle, okay, and okay, I was right, you know, I was right here. He was right here. We were going. He was going like this, and then I just did this out of nowhere. His bicycle fell over and hit into a fence. Sorry, and he fell off the bicycle. And these little bicycles, you know, like they're not like too big, but like he fell and he got hurt. And I remember the time I was like, ha ha ha. I kept laughing. I don't know why I did that. Like I said, I don't know why I did those things in elementary. I feel awful. I feel guilty. I wish I could not do those, but I don't know why I did. But basically, after that happened, I kept pedaling away, and they were crying, and I was just like, I don't know. And then I kept crashing into people on purpose. I don't know why. Or this other time, we had like a class pet. It was like a little caterpillar that the teacher was raising to be a butterfly. And teacher said, hey, it's now finally a butterfly after like a couple months of school. And she said, okay, class, when it's time to go out for recess, I'm gonna set the butterfly free and we're all gonna watch it fly away. Everyone said, okay. I'm getting a call from Scam Likely. Anyway, so, before everyone went out for recess, when the class wasn't looking, you know, because they had us like during the class, I remember we'd like get up from our seats and we'd run around the class. It was like a free time in the class. I don't have too much memory from kindergarten, but I remember vividly that I went up to where they kept the butterfly. It was like this little container, but like, how could you describe it? Like a screen door, but like made into like a little case, right? Like a cylinder. And I remember, I opened it, and I am scared of insects. I'd like to tell you that right now. I am scared when a bee is flying around, let alone a beetle. I have nightmares about those things. And I don't know. Right now, if you were to tell me, hey, $1 million if you just grab this butterfly, grab this fly, grab whatever it is, and I'll be like, no, I will not be doing this. In elementary school, the butterfly was just flying around. I just reached in. I didn't squeeze it, but I grabbed it like this. I remember I just had it in my hand, like this. I was just holding it. I'm just like, there it is. I don't know what I did. I just whoosh, and it flew across the classroom. First it got flung, then it was started like, whoosh, whoosh, you know. And I was like, dude, what the heck? Well, that's me right now. I'm like, dude, what the heck are you doing, man? Why are you doing that to the butterfly? I don't know why I did that. I feel bad. The butterfly, let me just say, the butterfly is okay. It did not die. It was okay. It made it out fine. I don't know why I did that. So, come first grade, and it was time for things to get a little serious, I guess. I remember things I would do, like I faked getting hurt. Like I said, oh, I broke my leg. Help! I can't walk. And I got put into a wheelchair, and I was crying and crying. And they took me to the office. I said, can I please go home, please? And they let me go home. They said, your leg is okay, clearly, but they just sent me home anyway. And I don't know why I did that. I love school. I don't like some of the people at school. It's a little mean. But I would love to go back to first grade and not do that, man. First grade was fire. We didn't have to do trigonometry. We're just starting that right now. I have to prepare for next math year. Um, anyway, after a while, we're finally getting to the main point of this video, so let me just cut right now. In first grade, I joined something called, okay, I'm not gonna say the name of it due to privacy, but it was this like school thing around my school district. Sorry, hold on. It was this school thing around my school district, and I joined it, right? And it was pretty cool. I liked it. It was very nice. I had fun there. The people that were there did not have fun. It was like this after school thing where they basically babysit you, and I joined it because I wanted to, I don't know, my parents made me go, and I was like, okay, I'll go, and I went, and it was okay, but I did horrible things there, and that's where everything I did there led to me getting banned or kicked out from that school. They said, yeah, get out of here, man, just move schools. I said, yeah, okay. But what happened was, sorry, what happened was that, what happened was I was just minding my own business. No, sorry, that's wrong. In elementary, sorry, I'm tired, man. In the little after school thing, I remember I did these horrible things. Okay, for example, one of them I remember, I would run around this tree, and I kept swearing. I kept saying like flip, flip, flip. You know, as I'd walk around the tree. Why I did that, I don't know. I don't swear anymore. Okay, I haven't sworn since first grade. So, well, that's a lie. I rarely swear. I don't like swearing actually. I don't care if I hear it, but me personally, I don't like saying it myself. And in elementary, in first grade, I said a lot. Like I kept saying the F word a lot, the S word, the A word. Sorry. But besides that, I also did these other things too. Like, I remember one time, I saw this kid had Five Nights at Freddy's keychains. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And when it was like, we were all like lining up, and they were calling the names for everyone, and I was not there because we put our backpacks aside, right? And when no one was looking, I had walked over to those, and I took the keychains off, and I put them in my pocket. And that got me in trouble. That was my first out of 3 strikes. They told me, hey, you can't be stealing from people. And I said, okay, I'm sorry. And I gave it back. That's 3 strikes down to 2. And it was not looking good because I lost all streaks. I don't know why I did those, but what else did I do, man? It's hard to remember right now. Sorry, something else has been on my mind for a while. Trying to put it off, but it's kind of hard not to think about it. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Basically, I lost all 3 strikes at that elementary place. But let me tell you how I lost the other 2. Okay, I remember one time there was this kid who was kind of mean, and he was like he kind of bullied a bunch of people at that place, and I was like, what the heck, man? It was really messed up, right? And I remember one time I was like, you know what? No more. And I had gotten a stick off the floor, and I remember vividly when he was turned around, I was like, hey, this is what you get. Boom, 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 and he fell. He was not hurt. There was no cuts. There was no bleeding. He just had a little bump, like, you know, like if someone was like, and it'll hurt like a little, but you won't see anything really. It's like a little red mark, and it'll fade away. That's kind of what it was, and I'm glad. I would feel so bad if they were hurting. Again, I don't know why I did anything like I did back then in elementary, but I feel very bad about it, and I would just like to make it known that I'm sorry for that. But that caused me to lose another strike. So I lost one, I lost two. Now I have one more strike left before I would be kicked from that school. And the way I lost my last strike was pretty interesting. So basically, I remember vividly, kind of. I was just like, it was just a normal day, a normal Friday afternoon, and this kid had a Despicable Me Minion little keychain, right? And I was like, oh my god, that's cool. I wanted it. And I remember I had a grabbed sand and I threw it at them. I missed. I didn't hit their face. I wanted to. My little kid self wanted to do that, not me. Not right now. I did not want to do that, just so you know. I threw it. It missed. Hit their shoulder, and I was running to their backpack. I had scissors, and I plunged them into his backpack, and I cut a big chunk off, and I ripped the minion and the zipper and the piece of the back that it was, ripped it off, a big hole in their backpack. I took it, and I ran, and I kept saying, like, I kept like screaming, like, yeah, I did it, yes. And I was running and running, and I ran, and I got caught because he told the staff on me. They said, hey, what the heck, man? And they said, 3 strikes, you're out, and I got kicked out. At the end of the school year, they said, yeah, you're done. Next year, don't come back, go to a new school. And that was pretty much that. I would just like to make it clear, I am not like that anymore. I'm very quiet in my school. I don't really talk that much. And I am sorry to those hurt by the things I did back then in that elementary school. I don't know why I did those things. My only excuse is I say, well, I was a little kid, you know, but I feel really bad about it. But I promise I'm not like that anymore. But I just want to say I'm sorry. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I know. I've missed 2 days now, yesterday and then today, of the Minecraft Let's Play series thing I've been doing. And I'm sorry. But doing a collab is really difficult with audio. Just this one collab, because I'm planning 2 others. And they should be very easy, I'm hoping. But this one specifically always has audio troubles. Because I've collabed with this guy before, and we've always had trouble with audio, right? He doesn't have the best microphone, but that's okay. So I'm always like, well, you know, maybe let's redo this. I know. So it's sad, but what can I do? We're working it out, and it should hopefully be out by tomorrow. And it's part 1 of 2, so we're not done. There's probably gonna be another delay for part 2, and I would just like to say again how sorry I am for that. And I hope it'll be released soon. But hey, this was me, Monweezy, and I hope you have a good day, night, depending on whatever time it is. Oh my god, that almost went horribly wrong. I hope. Okay, I'll just move. Sorry. Okay. I hope you have a good day or night, whichever one. And I just, I hope you have a good day and or night. And yeah. Bye. This was me, Monweezy. It's late. I'm tired. I'm about to go to bed. This is my sleeping outfit, man. This is my sleeping hair. So good night. Sweet dreams, right? And see you next Sunday for another story. Hopefully, I'll think of something better than this. Shout out to East Cooker and Donuts. I'll put a photo of his channel right here. He's the one who told me, hey, tell the story about how you got banned from your elementary school. So yeah, I just said, yeah, okay, I'll do it. Since he requested it, I'll do it. But next Sunday, I'll do something different. Like, I'll think of what could I possibly tell. But besides that, that's pretty much it. And I'll be going now. So bye. I hope you have a good night. This is me, Monweezy, and I'll see you soon for the Minecraft video. Hopefully tomorrow, if it all goes well. So bye.